Oh yeah, your soul looms to break loose from the staggering drop. Like it or not, the thrill stops when you fall from the top. A congregational shock, you're not expected to flop. So many locks on what you've got, you feel caught in a plot. However, you're not characterized by settings and storylines. Themes only make wallpapers and backgrounds online. You want a theme for your home, doing what's never been shown. From school to working hard responsibly, you have grown. In the real world, seemingly unprepared and surviving off of a lot more than balance while you're not compromising. Attracted to commitment, you have slowed down to listen, so every inkling and smidgen of wisdom enters your system. Mistakes made, still you're looking to be betrayed, cause a sideways gaze has your peripherals swayed, and you ignore. Stepping forward, you're not in debt with attention, cause you're focused on giving every bit to family members. A breath of fresh air and a step in the right direction, as your melon swelling to give your kin sensations of heaven. At the very least, hope and faith in you to set examples and step out to the front as the leader with your guiding angels. Empowered by His grace, no gamble, you are the handle. Enameled in baptismal, blinding bright channels. A prism of rhythm solely for lifting souls to Him. A saturated vessel comprised of musical hymns. And since no good deed goes unpunished, you're a target in crosshairs with infrared beams. On your mark, get set. Walk your pace, you don't forget that He carries, and no anonymous trace of a fallen angel shall bury God's children. It is written, scripted, and glorified that you have a gift implanted from His grace inside. Unpardoned, you have started to charge at tomorrow's darkest harbor to garner peace stalkers and make them the offer to gain and sustain the plane where truth reigns and claim without strain your lane, free from the pain. A course where we remorse but not regret for the teaching and the homework, increasing knowledge, revealing the ceilings of a physical obstacle, and a tangible tobacco might stop who? Not you. You are proof disputes are through. Through the smoke you see silhouettes of shadows emerging, encouraging your flourishing and courage, and it's unnerving. Superfluous, a surplus determines no surplus, but quantity is so commonly an ideology that's monetary. Not the way it's gotta be, nor is it how it ought to be. Securely and thoroughly you're pure and surrender free. Deck stacked up against you, still games are not an issue. You play hard and working hard to raise your family so special, we all want success. Tell me, who wants to fail? You give the world your expression and hope it waits to excel. In hell, where did that come from? That thought is a conundrum, actually factually pandemonium. God bestowed slow, darling, looking past the mess and the problems, soaking up attention, Nick Minaj. You can imagine, Bull like Majin, Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama. Your will of fire expires, not until the sire has desire to pull you from the dryer, and your light erupts, the great divider plus inspire. You admire the notion to be open like a spiral notebook. Your design stars like a kinder focused spider, night or sidebird rosewood. Deliverance, your magnificence stands out, and God's omnipotence and mythful, blissful strength of the fragile serious. Love does not believe in commitment anymore, but you are far from disbelieving and giving up the war. Contest for the roses and trust in the world. God bless all your foes, bless us all in the world. Standing tall in the world, we can all heal the world. Many fall stuck enthralled with the thrills of the world, but you know as well as I, from unique life lessons, that just because exterior or veins from the flexing appeals to the senses and breaks moral fences, or tears down innocence, or drowns us in trenches of ethical stereotypes and valuable garbage, doesn't make us slow-minded, lazy, or weak-hearted. This world is a place so much bigger than us. From the tallest redwood to the smallest of dust, from the brightest sunrise to the heaviest rain, from the whitest snowfall to a desert sand grain, from mountains so high it's up to breathe at the peak, to the melodic, boisterous, fast pace of the street, where we take off on a beat, and in the buildings we meet sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, and the whole family tree. You seem to be out for peace, knowing the madness won't cease, just like the 70s. There's honest thugs and crooked police and people known as druggies, and every church folk who cheat. There are politicians who sleep lower than grass under feet. There are heterosexuals who'll judge another for friend, but that same homosexual is praying for them. There are poverty-stricken families, rich and faithful with love, and not ashamed of their stature, quick to grace you with hugs. There's an uncle who is dying for a word from his niece, and an aunt who hasn't heard from her nephew in weeks. There are cousins who don't speak for fear of appearing weak. There's a deadbeat dad who's not at all what he seems. There's a mother who's fighting so hard to raise her daughter. A grandmother who still dearly loves the grandfather. A son who aspires to lead the life of an author. The family portrait picture, though hypnotic enough, has some wide open spaces they're trying to fill up. But it's still tough, and you can call them champions if you like. Because yes, they're far from perfect, but Pluto the sunlight, and that's life. But they are headstrong fighters built with napalm. By God, remain calm, His blessings their great bond. Now you have to judge your own worth and build your castle. You may be alone physically or many friends to back you. Could be an only child or one of a bunch of siblings. I don't know your story, I just know you're worth building. And forget potential, God decides your worth. My friend, if you are here, believe that it'll work. Move your feet, open your eyes, there's more to see. And if I can say one last thing, you are royalty. Rest in peace, Elijah. I love you, Chantel, Isaiah, Gabriel.